William Walker, PhD in neuroscience from The Ohio State University. I'm initially born and raised in Georgia. I was drawn to WVU to work with my mentor, Dr. Randy Nelson. Once I arrived, I was really impressed with the university's investment into the Rockefeller Neuroscience Institute, as well as the Department of Neuroscience, and I wanted to be a part of growing neuroscience at WVU. K99 grant will support studies investigating daily rhythms and blood-brain barrier permeability. Specifically, my project is utilizing daily rhythms and blood-brain barrier permeability to better treat brain metastasis of breast cancer. And so the idea for the K99 was developed in collaboration with my postdoc mentor after reading papers that detailed circadian regulation of blood-brain barrier permeability in Drosophila. And so we wanted to understand whether there were similar processes in mammals and could we exploit these processes to better treat brain metastasis. My K99R00 application is a long process that began kind of almost immediately upon starting my postdoc. So within the first year, I enrolled in the K writing group downstairs in the CTSI and submitted my first application. The entire process, so from when you submit the application to when you get scores, is approximately 5 months. And so my first submission was scored, but it wasn't great. So I incorporated reviewers' comments, led to a second submission. And so ultimately I submitted a third and then a fourth and final time before the K99 was selected for funding. So WVU has numerous resources that I found beneficial throughout my process, particularly the K writing group within the CTSI was very beneficial. Because it kind of details the process of writing K99 and forced me to set aside time to write my first draft. I was also, during my time as a postdoc here, awarded the WVU Postdoctoral Association grant through the Office of Graduate Research, specifically Dr. Laura Gibson, which was really beneficial because it provided me funding to generate some preliminary data that I ended up including in the grant process. As well as, Dr. Hannah Hazard, who's the director of the Cancer Institute. She was extremely supportive throughout the process and was really helpful in providing a clinical perspective, which improved translation and I think was kind of integral in actually securing the grant. So my plans are to stay in academia and transition to a faculty position next spring. Advice for WVU postdocs would be, if you're interested in academia, to start applying for a K99R00 as soon as possible. This will just allow for more submissions, resubmissions, which increase your likelihood for getting funding. Additionally, it's really important to show that you've been productive and publish as much as possible during your postdoc here at WVU. That just increases your likelihood for funding.